Hello and welcome to this edition of TMA's Farm Margin Talk. This is Devin Sherling, Grain Marketing Manager for TMA. On this week's Farm Margin Talk, we're going to give a quick update on profitability and then focus on what our 2013 wheat profitability and marketing ideas could be going into this wheat harvest. So as we look at our Farm Margin Index for May the 24th, 2013, we really had a nice rebound, even though wheat struggled here on the close from a price perspective. Corn on the 2013 side was up about $15 an acre on dry land and $32 on irrigated, while wheat was up $4 and beans were up $6 and $11 respectively. So it was nice to have a positive week, in the midst of some of the most crazy markets that we've seen, with planting progress on corn being at an all-time record pace up at 72%, and we still had corn up on the week. So it was really kind of a very interesting week from a profitability perspective. This is just our micro view of profitability based off of new crop cash prices at Groveland, Kansas for the 2013 crop. And then I also wanted to put on here what our 2014 profitability looks like as well. And as you can see, even though the date down here says 5/17, these numbers have been updated to reflect this year's profitability. So the message today is to stay focused. This guy had his auto steer on and decided to continue to drive right into the river, and that's kind of how it feels out there right now, with everyone wondering, okay, what's the size of this wheat crop going to be? Is planting progress going to affect things? Is wheat going to be considered a wheat, or is it going to continue to be supported by feed grains? Are we going to continue to export? What's going to happen to bean basis? There's so many things that are coming at us right now that we always feel lost, so it's important right now to stay focused on the task at hand. So as we look at our 2013 wheat potential, you'll notice it's the exact same numbers we had over here from an expense category, estimating about $291 of expense. We use our same base price at $8.78 with a 45 bushel potential yield, and you purchase an 80% revenue protection policy. The current market today was at $7.45. Average basis is at 15 cents under today, which leaves you with the following picture. So if you grow your crop at 45 bushels and the price stays the same, you're going to be at that $37 an acre of expected profit on your farm. But what I want us to look at is when a lot of us have went through and looked at our fields, we're seeing anything from 50 to some even significantly higher numbers for expected yield. Now we have a lot to go through yet with the fill and the weather here for the next 10 days, but I want to make sure we have our eye on the prize as to what our potential is out there and how can we look to make sure that we manage our price risk on those potential overage bushels. And I think the Profit Matrix does a great job of helping us show that. So one of the things that producers are using is our Rally Catcher contract. Now I went back and just used last year's old crop numbers starting on June the 25th going all the way through today, just to give you an idea of how that contract would have worked if you would have put your grain in at harvest time last year. Now a quick basic on the Rally Catcher is it allows you to capture rallies in the market as it moves higher. So the initial trigger on this contract was $7.33 futures. The initial barrier was 50 cents lower at $6.73. So every day the market moved higher than 7.33. Everything ratcheted up 50 cents. And you can see it by following this green line each time we went higher. And so actually on this contract, as the market went up to $9.31, then the market came crashing back down to $8.81, and it actually priced out about a month into this on about August the 18th. So even though you didn't capture all of the highs, by making that decision on 6/25 to follow that rally higher, you were able to pick up a significantly higher price for your grain and increase your farm's profitability. In this example, if the producer would have widened his window to a 70-cent range, he would have avoided most all of these moves and bid in for the high of the marketplace. So just another way that producers can manage their risk for a very inexpensive investment of only 10 cents a bushel. So for more information on making this active on your farm, contact one of our grain marketing specialists for that info. So what's causing the market to move right now? Planting progress. people talking about what our potential national average corn yield is going to be, how many acres of beans are going on. All these different estimates have really caused our markets to move with the overall tight stocks we're experiencing here in the United States. And then also look at our export demands. Exports started to pick up on wheat, and we saw those values down at the Gulf really increase. So keep your eye on the overall direction of this market, and don't get bogged down and lose your focus by all the minutia of the day-to-day activities. So for more information on making this your plan, contact one of our grain marketing or crop insurance specialists. Thank you, and have a great Memorial Day weekend.